Welcome to the next video. We're looking now at page 42 and we're looking at worked example 15. So if you have your textbook handy, you can open that up and see some written instructions if you prefer written instructions. What we're doing is solving for x within an inequality, and we're going to be doing a reverse the symbol rule example. So I shall just write out the inequality. It's negative 4x is greater than or equal to 20. All right, the same rules apply. What we're trying to do here is isolate x, which means get x by itself on one side of the inequality sign and all the numbers on the other side of the inequality sign. So the first thing I want you to recognize is that there's a multiply in here. So it's negative 4 times x. So that means we're going to be dividing by the inverse operation of times 4, which is times negative 4, which is divided by negative 4. Now this is the important piece of information. When you're multiplying or dividing by a negative number, you have to incorporate the reverse the symbol rule. So that means straight away we're going to be reversing that less than and or equal to a greater than or equal to. Let's put in our divisions first. So divide by negative 4 on both sides. And then straight down to the next line here, let's reverse our symbol. So you can see we've gone from less than or equal to greater than or equal to. We've incorporated the reverse symbol rule. You might like to highlight that. And I like to use colour to join things up. So you can see here, I've used a green pen to highlight the fact that that means something. So when I glance back in my book, I can go, oh yeah, that's right. I remember that reverse symbol rule, and here's some evidence of it. All right, moving back to the mathematics, negative 4 divided by negative 4 is 1. So we just put an x in there because it's 1x. 20 divided by negative 4. Well, let's just do the maths first. 20 divided by 4 is 5. A positive number divided by a negative number is a negative number. So do not forget to put your negative in there. If you're not very sure of your negative positive rules, it might be a good idea over here to write yourself a story in another color. A positive number divided by a negative number equals a negative number, right? All right, let's do one that's a little bit more difficult, simply because of the order that it's written in. Let's look at 9 minus 2x is greater than or equal to 5. All right, so in previous examples, the x has always been at the front of the equation, not at the back here. So you'll see what I mean in a moment when we go to move or use the inverse operation. What we need to ask ourselves is, what is over here before the 9? Because a lot of people will immediately look at this 9 minus and think that the inverse operation is to add 9 to this inequality, but that would be the wrong thing to do, mainly because there is actually a positive symbol here. Okay, so this is a plus 9. It has got nothing to do with this symbol over here. We're going to be ignoring this symbol. So the inverse operation of a positive 9 is minus 9. So we're going to take 9 from both sides of this equation, but this minus sign doesn't actually disappear. It actually belongs to the 2x. So this is actually negative 2x, okay? So negative 2x is greater than or equal to 5 minus 9, all right? Again, if you're one of these people who gets a little bit confused with negative numbers, 5 minus 9 is negative 4. So we've got negative 2x is greater than or equal to negative 4. Okay, we're getting into familiar territory here. By now, you probably don't need to be reminded that there's a times in here. If you want to write that in, you certainly can. It's not a problem. And we're going to find the inverse operation of minus, I beg your pardon, we're going to find the inverse operation of times -2, which is going to be divide -2. Okay, so let's just divide both sides by -2. Alarm bells should be going off in your head. Divide by a negative number. Oh, I have to incorporate the rule. Okay, the rule states, get my pen working, that if we divide by a negative number, we have to reverse the symbols. So let's reverse that symbol before we get too carried away. So instead of greater than or equal to, it's going to be less than or equal to. -2 divided by 2 is 1. We don't need to write that 1 there anymore, so it's just x. 4 divided by 2 is 2. A negative divided by a negative is a positive number. So x is less than or equal to 2.